Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. It seems like the Nazis will never die. They will never be left to die. They will be kept alive in the Hollywood movies as long as have the power. So, when I came here in the States, I had, and I still have, a friend. I can't mention his name here. And anyway, he pointed one thing to me, and I was very surprised of that. I said, nah, can't be like that. But he said, you know what, you don't have to believe me, just pay attention. And I will tell you what he said while I'm going to read this article. That sounds very benign, you know. No, it's very, how should I put it? Benign, that's the name, but deeper than that is I'm just reporting, okay? Just observing certain things. I'm not making judgments here. This article comes from Yahoo and Entertainment. I think it comes from Consequence something. Anyway, Harrison Ford, you know, the American actor Harrison Ford, then the one from the Star Wars and from the Indiana Jones. So Harrison Ford will take on space Nazis in Indiana Jones 5. Do you know how old is Harrison Ford? I think he's 80. And the Nazis will never be left alone to die. They will be in space now. Now I said, well, what the hell? But I know who Harrison Ford is. And I also know Spielberg, who Spielberg is. And that gets me with my brain to Kanye West. Remember, he made some statements and they said he's crazy, he's an anti-Semite, and he needs his medication for saying things that he observed or his assessment, whatever. So I'm just saying here, I used to like Indiana Jones until I found out that Harrison Ford is Jew. Yeah, his mother is a Jew. Nothing wrong with that, but I used to like it. But when I said, wait a minute, isn't Spielberg Jew too? Yeah. I said, what's going on? Jew, and you have the Nazis again. I said, well, nothing wrong with that, right? No, why should it be? It would be like, for instance, you would have the Palestinians in the Jewish state, in Israel, making movies about their oppression by the Jewish ancestors. And they would put that movie in Israel, for instance. And it was made in Israel by Palestinians. Do you think that would be okay? Showing how the Israelis did this to the Jews, did this to the Palestinians, and they were throwing rocks, and the other ones were using live ammunition, and the tanks were destroying houses. You know, the Palestine, the whole thing over there, and under occupation, and waking up in the middle of the night, and I'm pretty sure things like this occurred. But anyway, so do you think that would be okay? Or would you say, and they would say, hey, the actor is he's not Jewish, he's a Palestinian. Oh, the director is not Jewish. Oh, he's a Palestinian. And they make movies that would portray the Palestinians as, victims or Arabs, if you want. And you have the Jews as being the bad dudes. Do you think that would fly in Israel? And don't tell me things don't happen. They can make up stuff, you know what I mean? I know this is just a entertaining movie and there's no subliminal messages anywhere. So that's why the same thing with the Palestinians. Now, I find out that actually Mr. Spielberg does not direct this movie again. But I'm going to read you here exactly what's going to be, what the word they use here. They tell us a little bit what's going on and who's who, what's what. And it says Indiana Jones 5 is scheduled to arrive in theaters on June 30th, 2023. After several delays, it will be the first entry in the series not directed by Steven Spielberg, who passed the torch. And I was thinking, okay, he's not going to be the director, someone else. Who do you think he passed the torch to? To a goyim? No. He passed it to Mr. James Mangold in 2020. The film also starred Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Antonio Banderas, another Jew. No, just kidding. Anyway, so who's this director, James Mangold? I was thinking, And I went, I looked, I saw his face, to be honest, and I know I just stereotyped, but I was right. Mr. James Allen Mangold, born on December 16, 1963. We find out that he was born in New York City in 1963. He is the son of Jewish artists. All right, so he is a Jew like Spielberg and like Harrison Ford. So nothing wrong with that. Now, Stephen Allen Spielberg was born December 18, 1946, right? His mother, right? And his parents here are Jewish, blah, 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 blah. And he says, I was never really ashamed to be Jewish, but I was uneasy at times. Well, Spielberg also suffered from anti-Semitism and so on. Well, I'm sorry for that. I'm not responsible. Did you find the people responsible? Was it a crime? If it was a crime, I hope they got punished. If it is not a crime, suck it up, buttercup. Like other people are always discriminated, and sometimes, and most of the time, or anyway. So I will not go and watch this movie because I don't like Palestinians portraying the Jews being bad and beating them up and doing whatever, I don't know, 80 years ago or something. Now, let me go back to where I started. My friend said, did you see that these guys keep the Holocaust and the Second World War alive like it ended yesterday? I said, man, come on, man. He said, just look. Every year you're going to have a Nazi movie. Man, come on, man. At least one. Come on, man. And you can check it out because I did that ever since. So I'm just observing things. I'm not, it's just a coincidence, I'm pretty sure, because Kanye West said that certain areas are dominated by, I don't know, French and Romanians, and everybody called him this and that. But here we have a director, we have the actor about the Nazis again, and he passed the torch to another, just a coincidence, I'm pretty sure. And someone used to give me this stupid argument, well, if it's not these guys, it is others. Does it make it better? But don't you see that those are like consistent in finding them in certain kind of, you know, like Romanians, you find them as lawyers, you find them as movie directors, you find them in Hollywood, a lot of Romanians. You find them, right, in politics, as senators, you find Romanians everywhere. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's just a coincidence. So you find them as professors. It's just a coincidence. I'm just observing people. Nothing, no value passed on anybody, no judgment. It's just a coincidence. So I want to watch that movie made by those Palestinians living in the Jewish state regarding the topic I was just mentioning, and being a Palestinian director probably sponsors the movie, how do you call it, like they have the Goldwyn and Myers and all that, you know, those little studios owned by Palestinians, and you know, I would love to see that. When I see that, I would say it's just a coincidence, and we live in a free world. Until then, I make videos like this until I'm allowed. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.